immature for saying that. And when they grow older, her son could fuck around with his sister.
Yeah, I was just
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
I don't think it's in the aspect of like she's gonna like deliberately keep, you know, their oldest son, like just you're forbidden to see or deal with your other sibling. I think he's gonna know who his sibling is, but I just think that she doesn't want to partake in the raising of
but
the,
I
of
think
the baby.
that makes Carmelo, that even makes Carmelo stray away more, though.
Right.
Even though he probably loves her, but it makes him stray away more that you're so deceived, so conniving that worse than him. That's worse than him to me. Cheating. Yeah. That you would actually tell me that I cannot see my child.
Right. But you know,
because of the way you feel.
Right.
This is a whole big situation. Your feelings are you'll get over it because you want them back. Mm-hmm. These kids can't get over that. They're going to have to carry that for the rest of their life. So yeah, I think she's very immature for that. I think that was, and I think he's kind of have a resentment on that.
Yeah, because he got
caught. He's back because he got caught with another.
Yeah,
he got caught with another
chick. Recently. But then he also came out and made a statement, and the statement that he pretty much in a nutshell, he was saying how the media
painted this picture of him cheating. He was out on a business meeting on a yacht.
Right. And the lady who he was on the yacht with
on Lala's birthday. On Lala's birthday.
Was out on the boat.
But apparently she's a married woman with kids.
And
so they say. But
and
on your wife's birthday?
What was the business?
Right.
About? What was it about?
That part we won't know.
Try to have that type of business meeting.
I'm thinking that a meeting could be at a restaurant.
It definitely
a whole yacht.
At a round table. You know?
But hold on, time out. Have y'all ever watched Ballers?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, now I can believe the whole business meeting being on a yacht because on Ballers is about football players.
Yeah,
and they have a lot of business meetings on yachts and stuff like that because they're trying to get players. So I get it, but I don't get his story. I don't believe that story. Cause it's on your wife's birthday. I'm just like, yo, like.
But in that aspect,
do y'all think that maybe LALA have probably stepped out within their legal separation? Do you think?
Right, so
yes. She stepped out.
Right.
She was legally separated. The only thing is that he broke the code. He had a baby.
Right. Hello, good night.
He broke the code.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem, and that's why she's angry. And it's understood. She should be angry.
Right.
But should she carry it to that level? No. You should not.
No, I definitely don't think that she should take it out on the child.
Now, if the baby mother was a crazy baby mother and she came through knocking on the door,
that we don't know if she is, because you also have a lot of groupies out here who does things intentionally because you have these athletes with money, right? And they have money and they have power, so therefore,
but him as a grown married man. He should know. You made them vows, sweet. I don't care how much the temptation is. How many of these groupies out here, you as a married man, you took them vows to your wife.
First of all,
it shouldn't even matter.
Any woman that's marrying a man that's in the NBA, NFL,
you know what comes with it.
You know what's coming with that.
You know what's coming with it.
You know what's coming with that. So you should already know, okay, he's going to have big fans. Okay, he probably slip up. You're going to have to brace yourself and be strong for that. Or don't marry him at all. Don't mess with him at all. Don't put yourself in that position at all. If you can't handle what's coming with that package.
Just like Kevin
But you got to remember that they started off way before they were as famous as they are now. So this is 10, 15 years in the making.
But it was already coming to that point. They were already in the light, though.
They were
already in the light. So if that's me and my husband's plan, we're going to do bigger. Look, if you plan on stepping out, you need to let me know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you don't let me know before you do, let me know later. Right. We're going to work this out.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out.
Don't put it out it's portrayed in the public.
Let's get this in writing, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You give me $50,000 if you jump out here with a shit.
Well, she's trying to get her 70%. She's trying to get her 70%.
You know what I'm saying?
She's
trying to get her 70% now. People like, yo, she wants 70%.
I want 70%.
Excuse me.
Well, let me ask y'all this. Because they're in the limelight, and let's say
that's going to be before it happens.
I'm going to ask you and I'm going to ask you.
Should it be acceptable?
No. would you, because they have that type of fame and they have that high status and they have that power and the money, would you consider giving your husband a hall pass if he decided? Because to me, that's just saying,
do what you gonna do without letting me know.
No, give me that 50,000 if you stepped off before you even let me know, like, and you ain't let me know before all this, everybody in the world knows.
So you
don't nobody in the world knows. The side chick now who puts it out there, who's leaking the information.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But at the same time, a man needs to know who he laying with.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You're a grown man. It's no excuse. It works both ways.
That's right.
This woman just ain't come in your room. Blah, blah. You had to make that choice and to land with her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just an accident. Things happen, I understand. But it's two people. It takes two people to tango.
It does. Right.
You know, you gotta tangle with two people.
It does.
So I mean, I can't say that what he did, I can't take up for him. I can't take up for her.
I think a baby makes the situation different.
She took 1,000 points off of me when she said that about the child.
I definitely agree. And I say that because I'm a living example of having a sibling outside of my mom.
Right.
So, I mean, although, I mean, that was way back then, but
most of us.
My dad wasn't as involved with my other sibling. He wasn't as involved with her as he was with me, my older sister, and my older brother.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So we got to experience him on a different level versus what she did because of the adult crash course and everything that took place. So it definitely down the line, it does have an effect.
Yeah, it does.
Especially on the siblings.
Yeah.
Because it could be so estranged.
Right. It is. It is. It very much.
And then you leave no room for bondage. You know what I'm saying? So as you get older and you try to pretty much make up for lost time and try to get to know, it's a lot of walls you got to kind of break down. You know, you guard it on each side. You trying to figure out you don't really know that person as well because you didn't grow up in the same household. So it definitely, and psychologically, it takes a toll. So I definitely, I agree with you in reference to no child is asked to be brought into this world. So
it should not be punished because of the actions of one person. Like,
absolutely.
No, well, I definitely don't agree.
What are y'all outtakes on marriage? And is it a difference? Do you think like being married or just being together? Or do you think you can be together forever, ever without being married?
You sure you want to get on this topic with me?
We want to get on this topic. You sure you want to get on this? We want to get on this topic.
I've been in a relationship. I was in a relationship with my youngest 3. I have 4 sons with their dad for 10 years. Mm-hmm. We're not going to say how good or great it was.
Right. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. From the beginning down to the end.
In the beginning, we did our best.
Right.
You know, and it was mainly because I wanted the best for my kids. And I had another son. I was with his dad for 5 years prior to that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But, you know, years later, I ended up meeting my youngest 3 dad.
Right.
And we came in with 1. And made 3. So, you know, that was a big step. And I didn't want to, I was like, okay, I got to make this work because I don't want another baby father. I don't want to be out here, you know, that's so called she got 2 baby, 3, 4,
but
5
I think that's
baby
what
fathers,
right. But I think that's what keep a lot of us in these like with
in
myself.
I've
been in my relationship for 9 years, and I express this to my boyfriend all the time. So when he see this, I don't care because he already know how I feel.
Well, there it is.
I'm just like, you know, we've been together 9 years. What is the holdup? You know, we do these things as family, and it's like, to me, it doesn't feel real. It feels like I'm playing house with somebody. And, you know, he gets frustrated with me because I'm like, look, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Like, I'm just not the type of person to keep trying to be in something for someone else or for my kids. I'm just like, nah. Once it start messing with my head, I'm like, I can't do this. So like lately I have been putting the pressure on. I'm like, look, if this ain't what you want to do, don't drag me along. Like, just let me go about my business. You know what I'm saying? But he tries to reassure me that, this is what it is. But I'm like, 9 years,
Can I answer that?
9 years.
Let me answer that. Because I was in my 20s. And I think I was like 30 when I got out of that 10-year relationship. And it had its toll on me. And you shouldn't stay in anything just before your kids. And that was my thought in the beginning. True. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm here for my kids. It becomes an excuse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it becomes because we get comfortable.
You get comfortable and
that's what I think it is for us.
Then some
it's a comfortable situation.
Some men and some women, because some men want to get married and some women don't.
Right.
So, but speaking for those that would like to be married in that long relationship and you're putting up with that person, I think a person should know when they want to marry within a year.
Right.
I know within a year or 2 years, I know that's going to be my wife or husband. And work your way to that. That should be the goal to that.
Right.
And especially if y'all have kids, that should be the ultimate goal.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you just make it work after that. But to stay in it, 9 years, 10 years is too long.
That is definitely too long.
It's too long.
But marriage is not for everybody.
I mean, it's not for everybody. But I feel like if it's not for you, but I'm the type of person, right? Then let's not play this game.
Okay.
Because you're comfortable with me. And because your mama knows me, like, no, spare me. You know, I had to break it down to him because I'm like, are you afraid that I'm afraid to leave you? Because I'm not that type of person. Like, I'll leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, I have 2 kids. Oh, okay, I'll make it. You know what I'm saying? So, because I left before and I left because of the same reason. I'm like, you reassure me that when we got back, it would be something different. And I don't see nothing different. So if I feel like I'm growing within the relationship and you're just like still at where you're at before, kind of over it. You know, and it starts to turn me off. I'm just like, I'm turned off. I'm turned all the way off.
But you can still feel that way even in your marriage. Because me and my husband, we are very up and down. And this is years down the line because we've been with each other for so long. So you get used to that person. Once again, it's a level of comfort, you know, and we evolve constantly on a daily basis. So sometimes your mate may not be where you at.
Right.
Or may not be in that.
But that's a life thing though. Because y'all are 2 different people.
But with that being said, I can see how as marriages grow, they can grow apart. How people can grow apart. But because you form into different people. You're not the same person as to who you were when you came in versus who you are as you evolve.
But I want to speak on that, what you just said, which is a fact. But it's a difference when you're married and you're just playing house.
Right.
Because playing house, at least you got married and y'all know, okay, this is the person that I'm going to step.
Right. And we agreed to build this foundation.
We don't have to worry about that. Now our focus is building a foundation. Right. We don't have to worry about that. But at the same time, you're going to have ups and downs. That's in a relationship. That's in a marriage.
Absolutely.
That's in everything. That should be expected. And, you know, it all goes on what you can tolerate. Can I tolerate this shit? And it's always going to be new things.
It's not always
because you change.
Tolerate. It's also very important and it's very imperative that your communication.
That is the strongest thing.
If you lack communication, that's going to be your downfall.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I can agree.
I
with
definitely
that.
If a person can't accept criticism or where they go wrong, if I can't have we can't have a civilized conversation where we can agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. If we're going to constantly have attitudes because I didn't say something that you may not feel that way about yourself, but this is what I see. Mm-hmm. And then we're always clashing because I'm speaking to something that I feel. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a problem.
I've been through that in my 10-year span of relationship. It was almost, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the difference from the relationship and a marriage then? Because if you're in a long relationship like
it's easier to walk away if you're not married.
It's easier to walk away.
You don't have so much bondage attached to it.
Okay, so do you think that within a 2-year span, or 1 year span is good enough to know, okay, it's time to marry? Or do you think 9 to 10 years?
Well, let me tell you, like for my mom and my stepfather.
We were together for 5 years before we even decided to take that step. But
Yeah.
we were very young too.
And I have an aunt and an uncle. They're not even married. They've been together for 20-something years, and it just worked for them. But like my mom and my stepfather, they knew each other for 7 months and got married. They've been married now for 23 years. I think it just works differently for different people.
Yeah.
And like people look at my aunt and my uncle, they be like, oh, okay, they think that they're married. I'm like, no, they just been together for 5 kids. And they've been together for 20-something. Not saying it's been easy.
They are married.
Not saying it's been
That's
easy,
what I was gonna say.
but
Trust me, it's been shit in the pot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and even with my mom and myself, it has been a lot of shit in the pot because with them marrying so early like that, they had to really get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was their first time moving in. My mom comes from a Jamaican background, so you don't move out your house until you're married. Mm-hmm. So this was my mom's first time living with her husband. You know what I'm saying? Sharing a place. They're getting to know each other, and that's the same thing with me and Mango. And I think that's where our downfall came. When I met Mango, we was just cool. We was friends. He had a situation, and I let him move in. We wasn't even together. I'm like, I don't even know you. You don't even know me. I'm just trying to help you out because you're my friend. And it built from there. So it's like that first couple of years, we was just trying to get to know each other. Like what you like, what I don't like, And for a while, we never said, oh, we're in a relationship because we always like, yeah, that's just my friend. I'm helping him out. So I'm not going to say that our relationship is doomed, but I just think that it's not going anywhere. And it's like, I think we spent, right. And I feel like we spent enough time to know each other at the point now. We got a kid, you helped me with my firstborn. So it's like, okay, where do we go from here? Right. I have a goal that I want us to do. And all the time, like, all right, what's our relationship? Yeah, all the time, what's our relationship goal?
What his goal is?
He's not with Mango. He's not open.
I know him, and he's very nonchalant too.
He's very nonchalant. He's not as open to communicate. And I noticed that with his family, and I'm just like, bro, you don't even talk to you don't even open up to your folks. It's like pulling teeth. It's like,
but I
how
think
you feel,
that you should let him know, you need to communicate because
I even offered him to go to therapy with me. I'm like, come on, let's go to therapy. I don't want to.
If he can't come to you,
all right,
but
cool.
if he can't come to you yet, what makes you think he can talk to somebody else about you?
Privately.
That's what I'm saying. Even privately, he can't even talk to anybody else privately.
I'm quite sure he privately talked about me to somebody.
Yeah,
which we do.
To somebody. I don't know who.
You probably feel more intimate and personal things that's going on within our relationship.
He might feel more comfortable talking to somebody privately about our relationship versus me because sometimes he tell me, you gonna rah, you gonna be mad and you gonna and that's how I am. Yeah, he doesn't argue. I'm the screamer, the yeller, and this and that. He's
I go through that.
And I'm like, you're not gonna say anything? No.
But I like he doesn't say nothing. I just think that it's important. It's healthy.
It's healthy.
And I notice even in my own relationship, like I notice when I speak or I voice my opinion, like my husband sometimes, and he don't want to admit it, but he shuts down on me. Mm-hmm. And that to me, I get frustrated.
But I think that's one of our
that's our downfall.
For 8 years now, I think our downfall as women, and I'm sorry, women, if you get
we talk too much,
but I think that sometimes we need to shut the fuck up.
Did you hear what I said? We talk too much. No, but you know what? My therapist told me that. My therapist told me that.
We do though.
My therapist and my sister told me that. She was like, sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up.
My therapist
and she probably tells herself that because I tell myself that. Yeah. And because that is a very important thing because we will be rah-rah so much. Men are not thinkers. You know what I'm saying? They're doers. That's true. So you got to give them time to, he needs time to think about that shit. Mm-hmm. Our time might be 15 fucking minutes. Right. Yeah. Right. You got 15 minutes. I need you to respond now. That time might be tomorrow. Right. Or probably next week. Because it's like, I'm not understanding this. I gotta go to work. I gotta get up at such and such time. Right. I don't got time.
They don't want to hear all that.
Can't you just understand? I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I get.
I'm here.
But that
ain't going nowhere. I'm like, but
then rah-rah and that I want that control shit. That
but because we have high expectations.
We have high expectations, but our expectations, when we know what we got, you know how high and how low you need to expect from this man.
But
you already know this man. You know what you got.
Right.
So don't expect too much from him if you know he's not going to give it to you.
And expectation is the main thing.
You know what he's going to get.
Well, that's where it's hard for me to differentiate, because I'm in a mindset where if I see that we're having trouble somewhere in our relationship, in which we talk about communication and how we need to communicate on our feelings and express ourselves, I shouldn't feel like I have to walk on eggshells just to voice my opinion or my thoughts. I should never have to feel that way. So if I do have something on my mind that I like to express, and I could be talking just as calmly as this, and it still get taken out of context as if I'm attacking.
Too.
And it's not attacking. I'm just expressing how I feel.
And it shouldn't be like that. And it's being taken on that part because they know you.
Right.
And they know what you really feel, and they know they fucked up.
Right.
So it's like, look, I know I fucked up. You don't got to say
but don't
nothing.
Keep saying
don't keep saying it. Don't keep telling me, because I already know what I got to do. Just give me time to fix it.
Right.
But it's like, women are born controllers. We control shit. We control our household.
We do.
We have to control our kids.
Exhausting.
It's exhausting, but we're so used to being the boss that we forget that we got to let this man be a man. And the man has to be a man by not controlling, but running shit. He's supposed to run the household.
But what if he don't? What if he gets too complacent and he's comfortable with the woman just controlling everything and he just laid back?
And I'm going to tell you why. That's our fault.
Because we say
everything. So how do we find that balance?
How do we find that balance? Everything falls back on us. If he's too complacent and too comfortable, you made him like that. You know why? Because you catered too much. Right. I catered too much.
But you know what?
Right.
That was my problem.
Right. That's my problem.
Catered too much. I spoiled you. I put that pacifier in your fucking mouth.
And I did everything. I did everything.
You
know, I'm fucking exhausted. Exactly. And now I want you to take over because I'm fucking tired.
And now you kirk out. And now you kirk out. And it's like, you've done it too much. He's crippled. He don't know how.
Right.
You didn't cripple your child. Now you made him your child. You didn't make him your husband or your boyfriend. You made him your child now. You know what?
One thing I would take a lot of things from my therapist because she's awesome as hell. I don't care what nobody say, but she used to always tell me, she was like, because I'd be like, he doesn't listen to anything I say. He doesn't know anything that I do, blah, blah, blah. She said, you have to understand, when you tell a man, oh, I got the kids right, that's all he's thinking. He's not thinking in detail like how you're thinking, like, oh, I changed the pamper, I wiped the baby down. She said, you have to write that down. So that was my homework. Write down everything that you do day by day and then show it to him. She was like, because men are not going to think as detailed as you're trying to tell him. And one thing that did work for us, and I fell back off of it, and she told me, she was like, you know what? She was like, you're spoiled. She was like, you want this man to do all this stuff for you, but what do you do for him? Do you do the same things you want him to do for you? And I'm like, what? She was like, all that stuff you want him to do. You want him to text you in the morning, good morning, this and that. Do you do that for him? I was like, no. She was like, okay, so how you expect that? Exactly. You can't expect it and don't give it. And I noticed when I did that, it did change. But I fell off because I got back into my selfish ways. No, he needs to be doing this for me, doing this and that for me. But once I started doing it, he opened up more. Yeah. He opened up more. And she was like, you have to give him the ability to open up. She was like, he probably don't think you care about him because you don't do anything for him. You don't tell him how you feel, whatever. And I don't tell men, I don't do stuff like that because I just be like, I love him. So once I started doing, I started getting it back. She was like, you can never expect for anybody to give you what you're not giving them back.
To interject on that. So, okay. When we last had our conversation and you told me about that. So I decided, okay, you know what? Because I get in my selfish ways as well. So I said, I'm going to start getting back into, nurturing and, sending out messages and just express, how I feel in a nice way. Cause this is really how I feel. And then it's like, once I do that, it's good. It's great. I get the response that I want, but then I feel like he's being sarcastic with me. Like, oh, what? Like you decided to text me today? Like, I'm not used to this. It's the extra. So then it's just like, damn, like.
That's when you gotta let him have it. Let him have that.
I don't think you should take that to heart. I don't think you should take that to heart. He feeling good. He feeling good.
Okay.
He feeling good that his woman, you know, right.
Let him have his moment. I used to write little notes like before he go out to work and like put little poems on little sticky pads. Get up in the morning, make lunch. Breakfast and his lunch. Certain things that I did things that a wife should have did, but you never do things that a wife supposed to do
for a boyfriend.
For a boyfriend. Yeah. And I must say,
and my boyfriend gets mad. I don't wash no clothes. I don't cook no dinner. And people like, you don't do none of that for your man. He ain't my husband. He washes his own clothes. I wash my clothes.
I love to feed people.
Yeah, she loves.
Well, that's different.
But that don't go for anybody, right? You know, what I'm
not
everybody gets that privilege. But I will decide if I want to cook.
Right,
and it won't be an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? But rolling.
Okay, y'all. So we gotta wrap it up.
This will definitely be to be continued.
We are going to have a part 2.
Okay, yeah, part 2. That has to be.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Love, peace, blessings.
Yeah, I need a whole hour before that comes out. I'm gonna make sure he watch episode 2.